Attractive or relatively attractive? Welcome to Talking Experience Analytics with a decent beer in a shed. And this is a Thatcher's Gold Cider from Thatcher's in Somerset, because the sun's out, English spring is going to turn into English summer, and there's nothing better than English cider in those circumstances. Oh, that is just golden sunshine in a glass. Well, in fact, in a WeWork cup stolen from WeWork on the night they first went bust. And we took these because we figured they'd be a good memento of just how ludicrous so much of startup culture is. And of course, WeWork is back and Adam is back and all those things that looked crazy at the time are all back. Now then, my t-shirt says relatively attractive on it. And what does that mean? Well, that's a conversation starter. That has stood me in good stead in more than one Midwest bar. Yeah, gets you into fun, gets you into scrapes, but it's always a good thing. Relatively attractive is the idea that in order to win, in this case, retail customers, the people we want to sell to, in order to win, we don't need to be absolutely attractive. We don't have to be the 10. We just have to be relatively more attractive than the alternatives. Now, there's kind of some sort of high school movie plot in this about standing next to the person that helps you become relatively more attractive, and then later on turning out to be far more attractive because they're funnier, they're more interesting, and when it comes down to it, they take their glasses off, shake out their hair, and who knew they were also physically more attractive. Well, life is cruel like that, but in retail, understanding that it's relative attractiveness, now that's a liberator. Because you don't have to be a 10 on any given part of the experience if your competitor is a 6 or a 5 or a 4. And there are places where you have spent a ton of dollars on being an 8 out of 10, where it turns out your competitors are 5. Well, you can dial that one back a bit. You can take some of those dollars, let yourself slip down to a 6 and use that to become a 9 or a 10 where your competitor is an 8 or a 9. And that principle is underpinned by some awesome math called a theory of market share. It was created by a bunch of real clever people at MIT in the early 70s, where they discovered the maths that govern the relationship in a single market between entities, and how in order for me to grow my market share in that market, I have to take some dollars from that guy. How do I take some dollars from that guy? Become relatively more attractive than them. And this is at the heart of experience analytics. Every single measure on your customer experience is given to you in the context of the scores, the relative attractiveness of your key competitors, either in a market specifically or as a banner across banners or nationwide. That tells you exactly where your effort, dollars, opportunities and challenges really are. It's not about me and my personal best. It's not about them and their personal best. It's about the relationship between the two. Now, this cider is absolutely attractive. No relativeness about it. Apples for the win.